Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And my friends, you guessed it, we have yet another amazing guest on the show this morning. Full-time business owner using strong calls to action in her reels to build her audience. And she's going to be talking about that and so much more. Let's jump into this. Sherry,
Okay.
welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Excited to share a little bit.
Awesome, awesome. Well, even the gurus and the experts have technical challenges sometimes. So, by the way, one of the things that's unique about this show, friends, if you don't know or this is one of your first times tuning in, all of our guests are clients of our company here, and we interview them to give you a peek behind the curtains and let you know what it's like to go through the education, what it's like to launch your business. There's no production set here. It's just me inside of my home office interviewing our clients here. So at any time, anything could happen. Um, Sherry, where are you calling in from this morning?
I am in Hamilton, Ohio.
Okay, nice. And did we do any prep or planning or scripting with you this morning before the show?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. It's all going to be real here today. So
Love it. All
don't
right.
at
So
me.
tell us, what got you kind of interested in wanting to start an online business in the first place,
Okay.
so we can understand a little bit of your
Okay.
kind of backstory and motivation.
Sure. Okay. So let me just share a little bit about kind of I'll give you the short version of our story here. But I've been in business. I'm truly a serial entrepreneur. I just love the entrepreneurship. Being my own person and not being owned by someone else. But I had about 25 years of insurance background and was pretty successful in that. Sold my insurance agency and started a brick and mortar. My husband and we started a brick and mortar store where it's very experiential. So you come in and you make candles and body products and things like that in your scents. So what happened? So we've been about 8 years doing that. We opened a second store about a year ago in the largest sports complex in the country. So we expected for a lot of influx of the people coming in for tournaments to have downtime and looking for something to do. But it's been challenging to let the people coming in from all over the country know we're there. So we're still working on that piece of it. So my thought is we've had some great success on our social medias, gathering, letting our local people know what we're doing. So so I started doing some research, started seeking out something that we can do that's not required to carry products and inventory and all of these high inventory or high things that are sitting on my warehouse floor, just money sitting there. So I started doing some research, and with my little bit of background that I have in social media and things like that, taking the things that I've learned and kind of taking it into the next step, the next level. So one of the things that when we started 8 years ago, we actually bought into a product or to a program that taught us how to get into an experiential business. And although we did learn, we spent a ton of money. And it was not the gentleman that trained not just us, but a lot of people across the country almost kind of scammed people. So I have a bad taste in my mouth about this. I have a true passion to help other people start their own business. And so I can't find a better way to do that and have low overhead than to do a digital marketing and learn how to do that and create affiliate programs in that. So that's kind of how I come across this. I came across Legendary Marketer all by accident, or a God thing. I like to think it's a God thing, but I've tried many things, and I've bought into many shiny objects,
Mm.
and just never felt authentic to me, never felt real. But this is different to me. And so I'm excited to learn every single day, um, what I can, how I can grow and help other people in this venture as well.
Yeah. Well, that's great. And one of the things, thank you for that context and that backstory. You and your it's your husband that you're in business with, that's right?
Yeah, my husband, Mike.
Well, you two sound like, awesome people, just great, fun, adventurous, entrepreneurial folks. And that's just right up my alley. I wonder what, feels different about this to you. For me, the thing that feels different about this is the fact that it's transferable to other businesses, and that I can use these business and even life skills no matter what I'm doing. I even
Mhm.
here at Legendary, we teach 4 different business models. And before this, the things that I had tried were, for example, MLMs, where I was really just being trained to only do that business and those
Mhm.
products. And I didn't really particularly like those products. You didn't really have a choice as to what products you could sell. In one case, I remember I was selling beauty products. In another one, I was selling lotions, potions, and pills. In another one, I was selling numismatic coins. None of which I was really actually passionate about until I found this. And when I say this, I mean I found affiliate marketing, and I found people online teaching me how to generate leads on the internet and drive traffic and build email lists. And those skills have applied to everything that I've done since then. Allowed me to start new companies, allowed me to launch new courses, allowed me to promote new products as an affiliate. I just wanted to give some context and go first on the question. What about this feels or felt different to you?
Well, what feels different to me is a lot of the programs that I have been involved in the past is, they give a lot of promises. You follow these step by steps. It's all about, it's not adjustable to my business and what I do. It's all about following these 4 whatever how many steps, and you're going to make $1 million. And so for us, it's not all about the money. It's about helping other people.
Mm,
And that's why we're in experiential type business. So this is different because I can tweak this to fit our brick and mortar store,
mm,
and also help other people that want to do the same thing or maybe do it digitally. It's so adjustable. One of the things I do very well is pivot. If something's not working, I pivot. If it
mm.
does work, I change it and make it better. So I feel like I'm very, very new at this. I just finished, or I'm close to finishing the fishing formula. But as I go through the fishing formula, I can see the little bits and pieces here and there that I've learned, but now I'll be able to do it systematically and put these things in place that fit our business.
Mm,
Maybe with the well, I've already been successful with this in the brick and mortar because I took what I learned in the 5-day challenge, tweaked a couple emails, and was able to generate about $2,100
mm,
that just by tweaking some of the things I learned in the 5-day challenge.
mm,
So I know then it's going to work. So it's actionable things that I can actually add to what I'm already doing and create systems to make it even better.
mm.
And so, I just love the way you present the information. It's very exciting, very easy for me to follow along because, like a lot of the other programs, I would get lost. It'd be like overwhelming,
Yeah,
and you get to a certain point and I'd be completely lost.
yeah.
Uh, and so with this, I have not been. So I relate to it
Good deal.
with some of this, what I've already learned over the last 8-10 years.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm just able now to go to the next step that all these other programs, you spend the money and it just drops off and just sits there. This is not going to be like that. This
Yeah.
is my only shiny object at the moment, you know. This is the only thing I'm committed to.
Well, good
And
for
because
you.
I just really strongly feel like this is our next step
Yeah.
in business.
Yeah, well, I'm glad, so glad, Sherry, that the information is landing with you, that it's clear, that it's that it's resonating. What's fascinating is everybody can have that same experience. You just have to actually take the time to go through the
Yeah.
education. Now, I know it can be time consuming. I know it can
Oh, yeah.
be, I know it can be a commitment, but everything in business is a commitment. And if you
Yes.
want to learn something that's valuable, you're going to have to go and spend the time to learn it. And how many of our fellow American citizens, and people around the world, when they want to upgrade their career, go and sit inside of a classroom for 2 to 4 years to get the next degree, which usually runs, multi deca thousands. I mean, we're talking
Hmm.
about, I
Hmm.
mean, a degree from a credible, you know, uh, good college is $20,000 to $50,000 in some
Oh,
cases,
yeah.
sometimes more. So you're gonna anything worth doing in learning is gonna take some time, but the truth is that it is easy to follow. And the reason
Mhm.
why I also know that it's easy to follow is because, friends, I'm a ninth grade dropout. Okay. I, I'm not I'm not going to use words that you don't understand. I'm
Yeah.
not going to deliver things in a way that's over your head. I'm just not going to do it. I know that about myself. I'm good at a couple of things in life. Um, Speaking in complicated terms is not one of them. And I'm also not good at a bunch of other things. I'm not shiny either. I'm, I've crafted and perfected and mastered this skill, and the reason why is because I've used it so much. And the same thing will happen to each one of you as you go through this education and begin to apply it. You will also be able to talk intelligently about it. You will also be able to, to share it with others and to apply it into your business the same way that you can with the job that you do right now, that you've been doing for 5, 10, 20 years, whatever. You can do that in your sleep. Well, the reason why this is hard for so many people and why so many people struggle is because they don't do what you just said, which is take the time to go through and learn the foundational skills by dedicating yourself and just learning the stuff. We have a training going on right now that we do every 2 weeks for all of our Blueprints members. It's called Decade in a Day, where we do our best to try to take a decade's worth of our learning and know-how and pack it into a day and teach all of our clients how to enter into a brand new niche that they've never even heard of and probably didn't know that they could go in and have a business inside of. Whether that's the coffee niche or the financial niche or the real estate niche or the chicken coop building niche, or we've gone into so many different niches over time here, and taught the A to Z, everything that you need to know in terms of your landing page, your funnels, your lead magnet, your emails, using artificial intelligence to help you write some of the stuff, to do market research, what type of content to create if you were going to create a specific theme page in that particular niche. I mean, you can go in there to some of those replays and watch or attend live. And I think that folks just don't, I think you've hit it a couple of times so far in this interview, and I want to go back to it. That shiny object syndrome is powerful
Yeah.
because the minute that somebody, and it's a scientific thing, it's not like it's not like we're just, it's a phenomenon that's unexplainable. We get a dopamine rush from being in contemplative mode to starting something new. Okay. It's a dopamine and an adrenaline rush, right? And once that rush wears off, that's why you get a rush. I get a rush from shopping. Okay. Going shopping is an adrenaline and a dopamine and many other chemicals that are released inside of your body when you're doing it, right? And then when you get home and you know you've had the bag for a few days or the clothes sit in the closet, that all wears off, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of my things that my mom, bless her heart, was notorious for was going shopping and then returning things. Now I love her and I loved going shopping with her and I still love going shopping to this day. But she loved shopping so much, she would go and buy stuff and then she would take half of it back, because she just enjoyed the process of shopping so much. And she bought me many things. She was a shoe salesman. She bought me many shoes, and I was very spoiled in that particular way. Now, back to how this affects us in this industry. We buy something, we watch somebody for a certain amount of time, and we think that if we just were doing what they were doing and not what we're doing, then maybe we'll be successful. And we get ourselves all excited because what we're doing is boring because we can see it. What they're doing is exciting. We don't really know. We just see bits and pieces of it. And so then all of a sudden we go buy something new. We get a big dopamine rush. We're really excited. And then when that excitement wears off in the work, whether that be the learning or the applying, it comes to time to do that. The novelty, the newness, the excitement wears off. And we then start searching for that kind of dopamine, that adrenaline rush again. And that becomes a cycle. And that's the same. It's kind of almost like addiction. It's the same thing in gambling addiction. It's the same thing in even drug addicts. Many of you know about my substance sobriety. It's the same thing with that. You get all excited about the rush and the chase of going to get it or going to the bar or whatever. But then once you're there, you're like, why am I here again? Why did I do this again? Same thing with gambling, same thing with all the other addictions. And so there's an element of discipline. There's an element of delayed gratification that we have to apply here if we want to be successful at business, because it's not all going to be so exciting every second that we're going to, right? We have to delay the gratification a little bit and not get caught up in the shiny object syndrome of the grass is greener on the other side. Instead, the grass is going to be greener wherever the heck you water it at, right? Sherry, what comes up for you as I rant a little? Now, you gave me this idea, and I think you know how important it is because you've brought it up a couple of times. What else comes up for you around the shiny object syndrome point?
Well, what comes up for me is I think that we're always, or at least for me, I'm seeking to do better. I'm a learner. I love to learn. So I'm always seeking something better than what we're doing. I'm doing now. And so I think in this shiny object syndrome, you're always looking for that help, somebody to help you along the way. And what I learned is that I personally need to understand the why. Why am I doing this? Why does this work this way? Why? It's always, just like my grandkids. Why, Mama? Why, Mama? And that's what it is. Why? Why am I doing this? So
I'm in that phase with a 3-year-old right now.
I love the hat throw there, Dave. I got it on day one. That's awesome. That's awesome. You got a double throw. That's cool. It's all triple. But the why. Why am I doing this? And so even in our brick and mortar, it's like, why? It's because we love helping people. My husband and I both. We love helping people. We love sharing. During COVID, when we come back, we always said, we live in this crazy world. When they come into our store, we want them to feel different when they left our store. And so it's kind of the same thing with the shiny object. I think we're always looking for something better, something to make us feel better, some hope in all of that. So for me, when I was, looking at these shiny objects, I would, start a program, and I would learn very quickly. Well, do this, 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 and this. Do what I say, and you will be successful. Well, that doesn't work for me. I got to dig in it. I got to know the why, and this is why I think this program is different. You're teaching the why. Why do you do this? Why, why are these formulas important? I went through the Facebook formula funnel last night and the YouTube funnel, and it all kind of made sense. So this is why we do this, and these steps and why we do it. So for me, it's understanding this why, and this is feels like very doable for me because I'm understanding a why, and then I'm able to put action behind it and see the result. Just like I said, I already tested the couple, the nuggets that I learned in the 5-day challenge, and it worked. Brick and mortar stores, retail is tough right now with the economy being the way it is. So when I was able to do that with some of our wholesale clients, I was like, wow, I saw my husband, this worked, and super excited. So being able to understand it and being able to apply it and see result, that's very, very important to me. And it's here. So, I'm just in the early stages of all of this. So I can't imagine, I can't wait for a year to pass and see, where I am a year from now.
Well, I love that, and you got such a great attitude. You're absolutely right. The desire to learn new skills are usually within all of us, and we have to have discipline around our learning, because unfortunately, most of the time in this wild world of the internet, we buy something and then move on to the next thing without learning everything there is to learn, and you end up not squeezing all of the juice out of the lemon, and you want to just make sure that you just squeeze all the juice. There's usually and that's what we find here with our clients at Legendary, is that whether it be we meet them at masterminds or on coaching calls, it's just they've not torn open everything. And whether that's an accountability thing, whether that's a discipline thing, whatever it is, it really doesn't matter. The point is that you have to figure out how to do it no matter what. It's like going to the gym. If that's your goal, you got to figure out how to go to the gym no matter what. If that means that you get up and you set an alarm and you go, that's great. If you need a trainer to be sitting there waiting on you, that's fine too. We recently offered an accountability element. Most of you, or a lot of you, saw that where our head accountability coach, Bonnie King, is. I interviewed her actually, I think it was a week ago today, and we offered accountability coaching for those of you who need that. Go back and watch that last Friday if that's something that you're wanting. The bottom line is you need to know yourself, and you need to be honest with yourself about what you need, and also then set boundaries within your own personal life in order to make sure that you get it done. Now, you have experience with that. You and your husband work together. How do you both how do you communicate with him? How do you guys work together? What makes it work? I'm looking for tips for not only people who work with their spouse, but more people don't work with their spouse. So how can somebody communicate, look, this is going to take some time. Okay. I need to learn these skills. It's like I'm going to college. Okay. And I need your support on this. How do you get your husband's support for you to take the time to learn new skills that may not pay off right away, right? It's not, as you said, it's not going to be $1 million in the bank account tomorrow from this. But there, if I apply it, we're going to get results. And obviously you have shown him by even applying some of the strategies to your traditional business and generating income, which I love to hear. But talk to us a little bit about that relationship between you and your husband, as well as how could somebody gain the support of their spouse as they're doing this from home where it looks like they're available all the time, but they really are trying to focus on getting this education and then applying themselves, which is going to take time behind the screen, right? And again, that
Mhm.
can be frustrating to the other spouse where they can see you there in the house behind the screen and they don't really understand what you're working on, and you're telling them I'm not available, I got to do this, but they're going, well, you're sitting right there in the house. So how do you navigate that with your husband? And it may be totally synergistic with you, but some people it's a struggle.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think it is a struggle. My husband and I have been married almost over 30 years. So, and we are definitely opposites. They say opposites attract. Absolutely, we are opposite. But I will say he has always given me the freedom to do, I'm more entrepreneurial. And I say he came along into the entrepreneurial world with me when he lost his job back in 2020 because of COVID after 35 years with corporate, right? He has graciously come along, and so he's a storyteller, so he loves to tell stories. I'm more back end. I love the back end part of everything. So, I think it's allowing each partner to do what they do what they do best. This thing here, this is what I do best, and what he does best is working with our customers. And he's very good at making our wholesale lines and just different things like that. So I think it's letting each person do what they do the best, and having grace with each other. It's not always easy, because my mind goes 100 miles an hour. I'm always, I have a schedule. I have my schedule every day. I like things listed out. And so, he kind of gives me the freedom to be able to do what I want, what I need to do in order to help our business grow. And he does what he needs to do, in order to make our business grow. And then we come to, we kind of do our own thing, and then we come together, usually at nighttime. Um, I try not to work in the evening because I could be on in front of the computer 24/7. I wake up to it, I go to bed, and I could be on. I could work all the time. He needs, he's not the same way. So I try to not work in the evening for that reason. But we don't get home till 8 or 9, 10 o'clock. So depending on our hours at our store. But so I think it's giving grace to each other, although it's not always easy. In communication. I think that's over, after 30 years, you kind of learn each other, and just give that grace, I guess,
Yeah.
to each other to do
Yeah.
what each partner does best.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I love that. I want to go back to your mention of using these strategies first and foremost in your own in your brick and mortar business. One of the things that I always tell people to do is, look around at your existing business, even your job that you may have, and ask yourself, where can I apply these skills right here, right now to something that I'm already doing? Because every test is a good test. Anywhere that I can transition from learning to OJT, right? You know what OJT stands for, right?
No.
On the job training.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Anywhere I can transition, that's always been my form of training. When I went to work with my dad, construction, it was all OJT, baby.
Oh,
There was
yeah.
no time. There was no time. There was no money to send me away to construction school or trade school or anything like that. It was like, if you want to earn, you need to be on the job, and you're
Yeah.
going to learn as you earn, basically. And so that OJT concept can be applied here as well. And one of the places where it can be applied is to your existing business or even job, right? Yes, friends, your job. Now, why do I say that? Why would I want to add value to somebody who, to a business I don't own? And well, because learn how to be valuable no matter where you're at.
It's
Learn how to be yeah, absolutely. Integrity for sure. but learn how to be valuable. I mean, what if you already have an existing job and you're going through this training and you're learning these skills? What a perfect testing ground that could be for you to be able to test some of these concepts to see if they work. And email would be one of the every single business should have email marketing happening, where you're collecting leads, or if you already have a form of collecting leads, you could upgrade that to generate more leads instead of just having a form on your website. Give something away, drive people to it, give something away for free. Start collecting email addresses when people come into your store, and start emailing that list, specials, updates, what's going on in your store this week, etc., etc., etc. So many different opportunities. Email them all of the, people don't know what's happening in your store. People don't know what's happening in the business. Let them know. That's where they go to find out. Email's better than social media. People don't realize this. Email's better than social media because people go there to do business. They go there focused. They go there to read. They're not just in a passive scrolling state. And so I love that you did this. You took the initiative. You brought this up. We're talking about this because of what you did. Talk to us about how somebody could apply these skills in an existing job or business, and what you did to bring in an extra, I think, $2+ grand there. Just, I think, with maybe an existing email list that you had. Talk to us a little bit about this and the overarching idea, which is kind of how you do one thing is how you do everything. You can't suck in an existing job or business and think you're going to launch your own business and all of a sudden crush it. Use every opportunity you can to apply these skills and strategies. And then when it's time to launch your own business, you can launch it and you'll be just as successful. Anyways, talk to us about what you did and your thoughts on that.
Well, over the last 8 years with our candle bar, we've collected over 4,000 emails. I have not been consistent as what I should be, and what I even more consistent that I will be in the future with some of the things that I've learned. So what I did is I took some of the nuggets that I learned in the 5-day challenge to create a better opening subject line
for $5. For $5, friends, you hear that? And people say,
yeah, no doubt.
I mean, come on now. You got to mine that gold.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting.
And when I started this, I thought, well, $5, I spend $5 all day long.
Right. What am I going to learn for $5?
So it was absolutely worth more than $5 in that 5-day challenge. There's no question about it. So I took those nuggets that I learned, I created a better subject line in my email. So I had kind of a target that I wanted. We do wholesale candles for our people, so I chose the people I wanted to target that I already had in my email, that we've worked with in the past, that I like working with, and my husband produces for them the actual product. So what I did is I created this really something they couldn't, because right now they're in their downtime in going to shows, and a lot of these wholesalers will go to shows, or they have a boutique or something like that. So I created a really good subject line. I gave them, I've never done this before. I said, you buy so many candles, I'll give you so many free. And so then what I didn't expect is they came back, because some of them buy some body products too. They came back and said, well, would you do it with our body products that we buy from you? Yes, we will. We'll do that. You buy so many, we'll give you so many free. And so I only sent it to 5 people, because those were the 5 people that I knew that I wanted to work with. Of those 5, 3 responded. 1 was a really good, decent order. 1 was, and the other 2 were in medium size. And it generated like $2,200, and that's at wholesale price. So really upwards of 5,000 retail pricing. But it generated about $2,200 to us, $2,200. So that got me all excited and pumped up. So I thought, well, how else can I do this? So I also, since I sent this information, shared this, is I'm getting all kinds of hat throws, man. I just love this. I love it. So I took I took the same concept and thinking, okay, so if this worked for these wholesale customers, how can I relate this to my over 4,000 email list? So I created one of the best programs that we have is at Christmas time. You have people's attention at Christmas because they're shopping, right?
Yeah.
So, we do a gift card promotion, kind of similar to some, everybody else,
Yeah.
right? So I thought, well, this is summertime. People are staycationing. So I created a staycation gift card program.
Mm.
And, you bought so much value, then you would get, you get so much dollar in a free gift card. And I put that out there and over to our 4,000. So in my email, I could do the SMS or I can do email. So so in my system that that I have with my point of sale, it will track the related sales to that promotion for 14 days. So I was able to, so I did it to I texted and I emailed it. In the email, it generated, I was sharing this with my husband yesterday. I was shocked at the result that we got. Very high open. It's like almost a 40% open rate. So very high open rate. And because my subject line was like, hey, we get it. You need, lower candles or some, I can't remember how I did it, but basically I did it around the economy. We know the economy sucks. So I did it based, off of that economy approach. And so I said, I get it. You need help with this. You need a break. And it worked. That we did probably close to $2,500 that I know I can track back to. So this is probably about $4,500 to $5,000 between those two promotions that we did. That I can actually see and track that we know came in the store from wholesale and our retail. So this is retail. This isn't even digital products. This is just in our brick and mortar store. So I'm thinking, man, if I can take this 5-day challenge and get, make these little tweaks in what I'm already doing and generate $4,500, what else can we do here? So that's why I'm so excited for this. Because I know that the possibilities are endless to our store and to what I'm going to be able to do with a coaching program to help other people do the same thing. So super pumped that in $5, I was able to generate $4,500, about $4,800, I think it was. So what else can we do?
And that's a great example too of just delivering value up front. Us here at Legendary, if you analyze what happened, that's the reason why we over deliver for $5 is because we want people to realize that our training is good, right? So when we make the offer on day 5 for our business blueprints, you've given somebody results in advance, right? That's why when you're creating digital products, so many people, think, oh, I'm giving away my, some of my best stuff. I need to price, I need to put that in, I can't give that away for so cheap, but there's an element in your marketing where you have to add a little marketing to your lower priced products, right? And what I mean by that is you need to over deliver value so people can have an idea of what it's like to work with you and learn from you. And it worked, right? Because it's worked, consistently for the past 7 years since we've been in business. But you went on to enroll in the blueprints, and that's exact because the value was demonstrated, right? The value was demonstrated that we can help you. And now you're going through it, the fishing formula section, which is which people overlook, that fishing formula section, which we give you a little taste of it on day 5 in the challenge. That fishing formula section in building your fishing formula business and marketing plan is the most valuable part of your business, I mean, so many people spend so much time on all back end, BS, and
Yeah.
don't build a marketing plan. Don't do take enough time to think about what they're marketing, who they're marketing to, how they're going to get those people coming to their store door or funnel, or swirling around their social media sites, watching, you know chasing, hunting. That chum section is how you become the hunted instead of the hunter. And then what is the magnet that you're going to use to get people to give you their email? And then what is your introductory product? And then what are you going to sell once somebody buys that introductory product from you on as a second helping, third helping, fourth helping? I mean, and there's so many nuggets along the way. That section is one of the beefiest sections in the fishing formula, or in the affiliate marketing business blueprint, because it, again, you mentioned this earlier in the show, the how is not the most important part. The why is. And when you understand why you're doing something, the how, there's actually quite a few ways to skin a cat,
Right.
and you see that in the affiliate marketing business blueprint, where we teach all the different free traffic strategies: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter, all these different hows, but the why is important, and you understand and learn the why in the upper first sections of the blueprint, as well as some in the 5-day challenge as well. But if so many people just want the how, and it's almost like handing somebody a hammer on a construction site alone, and with a pile of wood, say, go build a house. They have no idea where to start or what the hell they're doing, because they don't have a blueprint. They don't have a set of instructions. They don't know what the end result is going to be. They don't know why they're doing something. I mean, there's so many things. I can think back to my days working construction with my dad, where I wanted to take a shortcut, or I wanted to do this or that, because I didn't understand the why. I didn't understand that would cause wood rot, or that would attract termites, or this would crack eventually, or that would leak eventually if I did it the way that I was planning on doing it. But my dad taught me the why behind why we use pressure treated wood here, because it doesn't attract termites, because it doesn't rot. This is why we use a shower pan in the shower before we pour the concrete for the floor, because it's a protective rubber barrier that keeps all the moisture in from, okay. Understanding all those elements of the why helped, are the reason why our houses are dry and warm and safe. If we didn't have that, we would be living in huts. We would be living in mud huts, right? If we all just threw up something to create walls, we'd look like the show Survivor, right? Where you just grab palms. But we've understood over time the why behind doing things, and you have to understand the why behind marketing as well. And I just love that you put it like that earlier in the show. What have you learned about yourself throughout this journey, Sherry, that maybe is new or a great reminder as you've gone through this?
Through the legendary marketer journey?
Yeah.
I guess that I am more diligent, more committed, more, what do I want to say? More, well, I'll just say it. I'm smarter than what I thought I was. I have, I really am. I'm smarter than what I thought I was. So I think we put on ourselves, I'm not as smart as the next person, or I'm not as smart as the other. I'm not as smart as the guru or whatever. And so I think just in this short period, I think I signed up on June the 6th, I think it was, but I'm a lot smarter than what I give myself credit for. And as I've gone through this, I've realized that, I know a lot of these bits and pieces. Now I'm going to learn how to put it all together systematically. And so it's just another part of my learning. But yeah, I think that would probably be what I would say. I'm smarter than I thought.
I love that. I love that. And has this process allowed you, it sounds like it has, to build some new confidence within yourself?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, you and I have similar backgrounds. I did come from the similar background, and bad childhood and blah, 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 all those excuses that we use, right? But I've learned from all of these things. I'm better than all of that. And so it definitely has given me more confidence. I'll just tell you this short little story. I can remember as a child, my dad would say, I would never mount to anything. I've been
Mm,
on a journey my entire life to prove that, yeah, I am more than that. I am smart, and it comes up to me all the time. That
mm,
self doubt that I'm not smart. And so, like I said, what I've learned about myself is, yeah, I'm smarter than I thought I was. And
mm,
those words that come back up from childhood is not real. They're fake. They're just something from Satan. But so that is probably my big takeaway from all of this is, yeah, I am smart. I
mm.
can do this.
Yeah.
Uh, and all of those shiny objects in the past, whenever, I would think, oh, this is over my head, I can't do this. It's just because I didn't have the right training. I didn't have the
Mm.
right educator. And so, this why I love this training is because it's not over my head. I can learn from it. Um, so
Well, I want to add to that and validate what you just said. You are wildly intelligent. You are incredibly powerful. And you are somebody who is a highlight here for me in terms of interviews and people that I've talked to because of your attitude, because of your application. Intelligence is not about just what I can learn, it's about you actually don't know something until you actually can apply it, right?
exactly.
So the this whole idea that people are smart based on their ability to be able to retain information and then spit it back out, which is, God bless them, what a lot of the professors in our university system do and this is not to put them down, it's just to, I'm sure they're intelligent in other ways, but that's not the only sign of intelligence, is going to school for a long time and then turning right around and being able to talk about the things that you learn. Can you apply things in the real world when there's no safe fallback, parachute for you to kind of fall back on? And business is a great place for you to be able to test those skills because you're responsible. There's no
Mhm.
boss to blame it on or
Right.
complain about. And you've been doing that even before this. You and your husband have had a business in our entrepreneurs. And as you said, are a serial entrepreneur. You are a powerhouse. You are incredible. I am so excited to follow your journey. I'm honored to be a part of your journey. And I
Thank you.
can't wait to have you back on the show to continue to talk about what you're up to.
I can't wait to share it.
All
What's
right,
happening
Sherry. Well,
journey.
hey, God bless you and your
God
husband. Okay, my friend. Thanks for coming on. An
bless you.
amazing episode. Thank you for helping us end our week in a legendary way. And I'll talk to you very soon, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, my friends. You can go and find Sherry at her Petals and Wicks pages, which is the business that she was talking about, experiential candles, things of that nature. Learn all about it and see what she's up to in her brick and mortar business. That's the business that she was talking about applying many of these skills and strategies to right away. She's over on Facebook at Petals and Wicks, spelled exactly how it sounds, no spaces, Petals and Wicks. She's over along with her wonderful husband, married for 30 plus years, I think, at least 30. Amazing. Congratulations to both of you on that. She's over on Instagram at Petals and Wicks Hamilton. Petals and Wicks Hamilton. Okay. Hamilton, Hamilton. Petals and Wicks Hamilton over on Instagram. Woo! My friends, I am fired up. Seriously. I mean, this is why I do this show, is because I get the opportunity, the honor, the privilege to be able to talk to amazing people like Sherry. And there is no better way to spend my morning, or at least an hour of it, doing this And so now, my friends, it's time to take off, launch into your day or continue it. Do something empowering, do something amazing for you and your business. If you want to get a notification, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to also paste this little code for you to get a notification in your email in your Facebook Messenger whenever we go live here at 10 a.m. Eastern time. I just posted that in the comments. Get a quick reminder and link to watch Wake Up Legendary each morning through Messenger. Join here. You can do that. I'll post just the link as well. Make sure you get on that list so you can get a little notification in your Messenger whenever we go live, so you never miss an amazing episode like you heard this morning. My friends, thank you for being here, and all the amazing comments for Sherry, the great support, validation, affirmation. You all are wonderful, and you're the best, most fun, most supportive community and group of friends that anybody could wish to have around them as they're learning and building a business. With that being said, one more for Sherry. Get out of here, my friends. Have a fantastic Friday. We love you all. Peace.